Hello everyone, this is installment 2 in the Clough and Warren 2-manual and pedal organ restoration. My friends here on YouTube have been prodding me to come out with a update for the channel. So here we go. As you can see, I did pick up a second-hand bench for the meantime to be able to play the organ. Eventually I'll build one that's period to the piece, or find one that's period to the piece. So just kind of a follow up here. These are actually the actuators for the couplers for the grate and the swell to the pedal. So it's kind of fun. They actually are depressed by these little levers here, and they push down onto the keys, making the keys move like so. As you can see, we can get down into the stop action here. I'll provide a little bit more light. These are all of the draw knobs for the different stops. Looking at the keys here on the swell, and then the other set of draws for the other stops. Let's move down a little bit. Let me open the expression so we can see into some of the reed chests. And we'll go down here, and there's a couple of mutes, which are these two sets of reeds under the grate, as you can see. And then if we move down here, I have removed this panel, and you can see the two mutes for the pedal reeds. And then underneath of that are the linkages for the pedals and the backfalls that actuate the coupling action for the keyboards. So we'll move around to the back of the organ here in a second so you can see what all of that looks like. So here we go around to the back. I've got one of the panels out here. Hopefully you'll be able to see this with the additional light that I have brought in here. And you can see some of the dust that I've cleared out, and a whole lot of dust, many years worth, that are in here. So these are the actual backfalls, the actuators for those couplers for the grate and the swell. And if you look really closely, you'll see that they're even numbered, which is pretty neat. And then down underneath of that is the qualifying tubes for several of the reed sets that are underneath of the swell keys. So I have to remove all of these backfalls for the couplers in order to get those out, to get to those sets of reeds which are back there underneath those mutes, to pull them out and clean them and get everything working again. These two sets of reeds here are, of course, for the grate. It's the diapason and the trumpet. So, and I've got a couple of the reeds pulled out because there are ciphers in those particular ones, so we'll have to figure out what's causing that in a little bit. The Vox Humana I have currently removed. It sits right here. I've got a little thing plugging the hole so that I can actually operate it and it doesn't lose too much of the vacuum, but it sits right in here. This is the back side of the grate keyboard coupling action. If you look here, you can see repairs that were done that could have been done differently. They tried to salvage the original linkages, so they put some braces on to the actual linkages that were broken. So you have to give them a few props for that. Now this over here, you probably can't tell, but it's actually a ruler, probably a ruler that's 60 plus years old, but they used a ruler to replace that particular coupling action, which is kind of interesting. So then if we move down a little bit, this is where the lower action used to be. There again, here are the backfalls from the pedals that actuate the actual pedal reeds and then the coupling actions. And as you can see, they're quite stout. I mean, this is a very well-made instrument. This is the blower that was put in to replace the original exhausters, which would have been in this section here. And then below that is a new reservoir that someone put together, and I think is a little bit small for the instrument, but we'll find out when I get it all back together and get all the vacuum leaks out of it and everything functioning again. As you can see, there's still a lot of dust and remnants of our rodent friends here, but I'm still in the process of cleaning, so forgive me for that. So that's kind of the behind the scenes, tear apart, partial restoration in progress of the Clough & Warren auxiliary pipe organ, with more to follow. Take care.